Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
In the name of God, the merciful and the compassionate, Mr. President, Mr. President of the French Republic, Emmanuel Macron, I am very happy to tell you and your delegation that we greet you and to welcome you here within your official visit to Algeria. We'd like this visit to be an opportunity to re-energize the partnership and cooperation between our two countries. The constructive exchange that we had today were marked with the usual sincerity of our two countries, and it is evidence that this relationship is both deep and diverse. It covers a whole range of issues. It covers the issue of memory, of technical and economic cooperation, and also it involves dialogue and coordination. As regards regional issues and international issues of common interest, they were also involved. In this connection, we talked, President Macron and myself, a number of bilateral issues in order to strengthen common interests between our two countries, and also in order to re-energize our relationship and to give it a new momentum. This is within a new vision and a new cooperation framework. So this is an exceptional partnership based on reciprocal respect and trust, a balance of interests between our two countries. On a bilateral, as regards our bilateral relationship, we reviewed the implementation of the bilateral agreement between our two countries set up in 2012. We looked at the various challenges, the various restrictions that prevented the implementation of a number of aspirations. The goal is to set up strategic relationship that rises to the very high challenges between our two countries, so that we can meet the legitimate aspirations of both our nations. Now, in this connection, we reiterated that we were resolute to strengthen our efforts in order to forge ahead in our relationship and going through various steps and a framework and a specific schedule in order to strengthen the momentum and the dynamism of our relationship in order to rise up to the various challenges to come, especially as regards the bilateral high-level committee, the CHIN, as well as the COMEFA committee, the Joint Economic Committee, as well as the dialogue between France and Algeria. We're going to strengthen the frequency, raise the frequency of visits and exchange between officials of our two countries. We want to strengthen this cooperation from a scientific and technological and cultural viewpoint, and we want to strengthen the trade between our two countries. Now, there's a number of national reforms undertaken in Algeria. We aim to improve business climate, and this was an opportunity to review common security and economic issues, both regional issues as well as international issues. We also broached a number of viewpoints, a number of interpretations of various situations, Libya, Mali, the Sahel region, the Sahara region, but also in Western Sahara. All these issues deserve that we redouble our efforts. We also agreed that there is a need to strengthen consultation on issues such as regional issues that deal with the security of the whole region, as well as the Mediterranean region. And we share those concerns. We believe that the current situation requires a better cooperation between our two countries on a bilateral and multilateral basis. And our goal is to set up a concerted vision and an action plan that be more permanent, so that we can deal with the root cause of issues. At the same time, we value the UN Charter values in order to set up peace and stability, political stability. Finally, I would like to express my admiration for the results and the ambitions of your visit in Algeria. This visit, as well as the run-up, the preparation to that visit, enabled us to review the level of relations between our two countries and also to lay down new goals for our strategic partnership. Thank you. Once again, be welcome, and now you have the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, ministers, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, it is a joy and an honor to be hosted in Algiers and to be with you today. And I will also go to Iran within this official visit of work and friendship. First, I would like to express the condolences of France and the French people to the Algerian people and to yourself after the deaths that took place over the last few weeks in connection with the wildfires that took place. I know that you are courageous and you were tenacious, just like last summer. We had to face up to those wildfires, and there was a human impact, and both of us rise up to those challenges, and you can count on the solidarity of France. But first I wanted to express my condolences. Now, President, you expressed all of this in very clear words. So I would like to add but just a few comments on the basis of what you said. We have a common past. We have we deal with painful complexes. Occasionally, this stood in the way of looking to the future, but we have a will. We have been continuing a work for the last 5 years, and we've had a constant dialogue between the two of us, and I strongly believe that this is a unique moment, and hopefully this will enable us to look at that past with humility, with a quest for truth, to deal with history. We don't want to get rid of that past. It's not possible. Those are lives, that's our history, but we want that past to be a common past and not a divide. We spoke a long time about this. We asked our teams and ministers to finalize before the end of this visit the precise writing of what we agreed on. But we have agreed that we will set up a mixed commission of historians. We will open archives and we will review the whole of that historical period, which is very important for us from the beginning of colonization until the Liberation War. We won't take the easy way. We'll open our archives and we want to go all the way. I believe this is a very critical component because we want to build a future together. The past, We didn't select that past. We didn't plot for that past. We inherited that past. It is a block. We have to face up to it. But we have a responsibility to build up our future for ourselves and for our youth. And this is one of the goals, as far as I'm concerned, one of the major goals of that visit, those exchanges, and that we're going to build together for the coming years. And it means that we have to look together at our challenges and to bring together answers to these challenges so that we bring French and Algerian youth to success. Those youth in those countries, when they embrace the two sides of the Mediterranean, and when those youths are binational, also inherit that history. Now, as regards mobility and circulation, we decided, here again, we're going to work together to deal with these security issues. We have to select mobility for artists, sportsmen, entrepreneurs, academics, scientists, politicians, and so on, so that on both sides of the Mediterranean we can build more common projects. Now, what is new is what I'm going to try and develop over the next couple of days with you on economic issues, innovation, research, culture issues, sports, between our youth, our talents, especially when those competences are shared. Now, there will be various components at the core of our work. First, we want to clarify this mobility on both sides. And the outline is very clear. We want to make headway on research, hydrocarbons, and so on. And we want to make headway on innovation issues. Our youth want to explore those issues, and we want to be stronger and quicker on this. I see at least two. First, digitals, and second, cinema creation. Digitalization, because our youth wants to acquire those professions. You have a lot of competencies, and so do we. So we should develop together this project of a startup incubator. We want to use private industry support, and for the Franco-Algerian entrepreneurial system, we want to set up bridges. We want to have trainings, more exchange, and jointly create projects between our two countries and for the whole region. A few months ago, in Marseille, during the Forum of the Mediterranean World, we set up a specific fund of 400 million euros to support our diaspora and our binationals on their projects in this area. We want to be stronger and go more quickly. Second issue, cinema creation. Culture is part of our imagination. We want to celebrate this, and we have shared competencies. Almost 1 year ago, in Marseille, I said that we wanted to launch studios, to create new cinema creation venues, contemporary creations in a competitive world. And as we said, we want joint projects, and we want joint cinema creation, studio development and training schemes, because we need narratives to build up the future. And we don't want those narratives to be written by others. Those who want to revisit a past that changes us, we don't want to leave that up to obscurantist individuals. We don't want those negative narratives. And the creation of those roles will be at the core of our adventure. Sports. This is also a core issue. I'd like to congratulate you on the Mediterranean All-Round Games that took place a few weeks ago. And sport is definitely at the core of your country. It is a common passion between our two countries. When our teams meet in the field, they may occasionally get carried away, but here again, we want new cooperations, and especially in Oran, we will talk about Olympic Games, but as regards equipment, training, and common projects, we want to make headway. We also want to have academic and scientific projects. Saturday, with the CNRS and the Pasteur Institute, will sign a new cooperation scheme that relates to pandemics and the climate change. This new partnership will enable us to build up a scientific and diplomatic common initiative to work on the solution of biodiversity and climate change. We have a common treasure, the Mediterranean. We have a common will expressed in our diplomacy to better protect that common area, and also to associate our youth and to have them commit research and to develop necessary research in this area as well. So these are some of the areas I wanted to underscore. There are many more, but bilateral cooperation and this new future partnership can be concluded because we decided together to look back at the past with a quest for truth and a common will to set up that commission. As the President said, there are other works to be achieved. International security, international and regional crises are unfortunately very many. Sahel and Mali are a priority for both countries, and I'd like to greet your energy in trying to bring back a peace in this area, this region, and this should be an opportunity to strengthen our cooperation in this area as well. In fighting terrorism within a regional framework. Finally, I'd like to mention Ukraine. We will keep on talking about it with the President. Ukraine, the sovereignty on Ukraine was infringed upon by an imperial power within an aggressive war. And so we want to emphasize the respect of sovereignty and independence. So ending that war should be a priority for all of us. All of these crises are the impact of that war initiated by Russia. Humanitarian, food, energy, diplomatic crises have destabilized the whole world and the African continent in particular, with shortages, food shortages, which we have to solve together. So these are some of the areas I wanted to expand upon, and I'd like to underline what the President said. We're going to keep on working and exchanging. Our ministers will keep on working today and the day after. And in all this, and in our decisions, we decided to together to look and to face up together. So this is a necessary bilateral cooperation, which is necessary for our youth, our region, and for the continent as a whole. I'd like to thank you for your honesty, your frankness, and this joint ambition. Thank you.